always have this. Um, Included in this, I have
Recapping
three
them.
things that I always utilize and I have on my desktop, which is the what do you call it? Vendor partner brochure. Which right now we don't have one for 2021, which I really want one. Thanks, Kyle. Vendor partner brochure, a blank CPO that relates to your category. If it's just general, just use the general one. You all know where to go to get the most up to date one. If not, you should. And then our order terms and conditions. So I want them to have all this information, specifically order terms and conditions, because if they read over that and like they have like issues right off the bat, we need to get on top of those. I don't want to get to the point of like, hey, we're booking your sale, and like, like a couple of days before their sale, they're telling us they have an issue with terms and conditions. That's not where we want to be. So, like, this is right after I hang up with them. I get this set up. So, set aside 10 minutes after your call to make sure you're sending this. I used to do just every one of them at the end of the day. So I just keep a list and then send them all out at the end of the day. This, I think, was like doing it this way was a little bit better for me right after calls because then I could remember any information that I might have missed in my notes. But basically, when I am on my sales calls, like opening sales calls, and I'm sure all of you have experienced this, I set them all for half an hour, and I've definitely had quite a few that go over half an hour. And I've had quite a few that I don't touch on every single thing that I wanted to touch on or that they might need to know about Touch Modern. So I always tell them at the end of the call, I'm going to send you a recap email with everything we just spoke about and includes some other, high level details that we may have missed in this call. So that's what this recap email is. And it's templated. If you don't have a recap email template, I suggest you reach out to another buyer to get one. If you want this one, I can certainly send it to you. It's not perfect. I'm sure nobody's is, but we all, again, have our own way of speaking, and I want to make sure they have the right information. So, again, you have like your voice to speak to, what you're doing. Thanks for the call today, whoever I'm talking to. Here's the recap of our conversation. If this is a vendor we haven't worked with in a while, but we have worked with them, sometimes I'll say, for quick reference, here's a link to the event you ran last year or whenever it might be. And I'll link it to them so that they're familiar with, they refamiliarize themselves with our platform. And also so they can see, if they didn't do so well, sometimes I don't link it. But if it was a successful campaign, I definitely want to make sure it's linked. And then this is like really the meat of the recap is, here's a brief overview of our users, which we probably spoke about this in our opening call. If you didn't speak about who we are in our opening call, there's a problem. And who our demographic is, and then the event process. So this is to me,